Today we are discussing Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, directed by Christopher McQuarrie, his third outing directing an MI film, third in a row as well, and stars mostly the same cast from the last few installments. Out in the open, a dangerous AI weapon is up for grabs as Ethan's team endlessly searches before it falls into the wrong hands. I'll start my review off by saying Dead Reckoning Part 1 was my most anticipated movie of 2023, and there are various reasons for that, but the most important reason was because I love Fallout. That is my favorite action movie of all time. It is Tom Cruise's best film that he's ever acted in. I find the action spectacular, as well as the story and all the performances. Everyone in Fallout made that such a special experience for me, and each time I watch it, it gets better and better. Plus, I think this franchise is phenomenal. It's one of the greatest movie franchises of all time, and Tom Cruise is a big reason for that. The Mission Impossible movies are unlike anything we've ever gotten, and that's because they take so much pride in their action sequences. So I couldn't wait for Dead Reckoning Part 1. I had extraordinary expectations following Fallout, but sadly, and I hate to say it, those expectations were not met. This is not, by any means, the best Mission Impossible movie like so many people are saying. It's still a good, enjoyable Mission Impossible experience, but it's by no means the best film, not even close to as good as Mission Impossible Fallout in my personal opinion. Some sequences are great in Dead Reckoning, like the scene that takes place early on in an airport. It totally captures the insanity this franchise is known for, and there are several scenes just like it that take place later on in the film. As a matter of fact, there are several elements that appear in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 that remind us why we all love the Mission Impossible franchise to begin with. You have entertaining missions, a few great stunts, the hilarious banter, a memorable cast once again, with some new additions might I add, like Haley Atwell, and a thoroughly entertaining movie for the most part. Like for instance, it's never going to get old for me watching Simon Pegg trying to stop a bomb from exploding while simultaneously bickering back and forth with Ethan and Luther. That stuff is what makes this franchise so much fun to watch. And obviously, it's mesmerizing watching Tom Cruise pull off stunts like the one we saw in the trailer. There are a plethora of elements here that make up a good Mission Impossible movie, maybe even a great one on rewatch. I've only seen the movie one time so far, so maybe if I check it out again, I'll like it even more. But as of right now, I found this movie underwhelming compared to its predecessor and even Mission Impossible 3, 4, and 5. What I found most disappointing about this movie was how, compared to, in particular, Fallout, let's just bring that up for example, this film uses so much CGI, and noticeable CGI, in particular towards the end during this train sequence. Whereas in Mission Impossible Fallout, yeah, they use some CGI during their action sequences, but it was never too noticeable, if ever. But in Dead Reckoning, it was clear as day when they were shooting in front of a green screen or when they implemented CGI into a shot. Maybe they used more of that in this entry because Tom Cruise is 61 years old now and the guy can't do as many incredible stunts as he once could. But coming off the heels of my favorite action movie of all time, Mission Impossible Fallout, can you really blame me for feeling slightly underwhelmed by the action sequences in Dead Reckoning Part 1? Of course, there are a couple of good ones in this movie. I'm not going to say that this movie has no good stunts or action sequences. There are some that stand out. I did enjoy myself watching this movie, and especially when the action sequences were on the screen. But again, in comparison to Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout, the action falls short. After watching The Dial of Destiny 2, I've gained a keen eye for picking out half-baked CGI, and I saw plenty of it in Dead Reckoning Part 1, but I'm not sure if everyone else noticed it as much as I did. Another issue I had with Dead Reckoning was how there were too many characters in this entry. I couldn't tell who was good, who was bad, who wanted this key, and what their motivation was. Also, it doesn't help having an uninteresting villain paired with MI7's busy cast. In terms of scale, I found this one less epic than Mission Impossible Fallout's finale. That one is unmatched. It's a spectacle. It is one of the greatest pieces of cinema I have ever seen. Dead Reckoning's finale is okay, and the scale as a whole is just a medium size, but I was hoping for a bigger and bolder movie now that this is the 7th entry in the franchise. So those are the main reasons why I didn't find Dead Reckoning Part 1 as spectacular as many others have in the last week. It has too many characters, the action isn't as memorable, the story itself is one of the most convoluted of the franchise thus far. The scale isn't as epic as I hoped, and it's a bit too long. Now we have another movie on our hands in 2023 that's almost 3 hours long. There was no reason for Mission Impossible 7 to be 2 hours and 43 minutes. The scale itself does not deserve a runtime that's over 2 hours and 30 minutes. If anything, I feel that Fallout should have been given a longer runtime because of how epic that movie was. So yes, I'm disappointed, but I can't say that I'm unhappy with the final product that is Dead Reckoning Part 1. This is an enjoyable movie, and it's good. It's just not as good as I initially hoped, and coming off the heels of the greatest action movie of all time, and by far the best Mission Impossible movie, they slightly let me down, and I'm not surprised by that at all. So I'm giving Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 a 7 out of 10. Good movie. Maybe Dead Reckoning Part 2 will be better and could lead to a change of mind of Part 1. That happens sometimes, yes. So if you saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's the best Mission Impossible movie or one of the best? Or were you disappointed by it like myself? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, as always, if you are new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.